Well, there's an update, a little bit of an update. I've been busy today. I didn't have much chance to do anything. Beautiful day, warmed after all that rain we got yesterday and last night. And we got a nice warm day, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do very much today because we got to go out this afternoon. So here's what I did. I got some 3/4 inch PVC from my hardware store. I might have some in the back of the shed, but you know what happens. And I think I have it, and I'm always out. So they cut me off a small piece, and I cut it even shorter. And I took my heat gun here and heated it onto the gear. I heated this up and just slid it onto the gear. And you can feel a little rise there where the gear is. It seemed to be quite rigid. I put my hand on it to try to stop it, and it didn't slip or anything. I got several different types of hoses. This one is 3/4 inch inside diameter, but it wouldn't quite fit over the gear. I was going to use this. I got 1-foot pieces of different hoses here, including one that was pretty curved here. This is from, this is what they use on garbage disposals. I'm not sure. He told me what they use it for. But anyways, that one will fit on there, but you have to clamp it really good. And I think this would be the better. Joe suggested this. The guy that gave me the motor suggested heating this up and just pushing it down onto the gear. And nothing fits over this, but this will go inside, and I can put a pin, drill through this and this, put a pin in here to keep it from turning. And I need a little flexibility, and this type of hose here is quite strong, and I can cut it back to where I put it into the bottom of the head stick. So for now, I'm just going to drag out Uncle Dorkel's carcass and just see how everything goes together. Steve is supposed to be sending me some spacers. He asked if I need some spacers here, and there's 3 looks like 1/4 inch bolts that would go through there. I'd have to dig in my junk box and try to find those. I got the hardware. It's just that everything's thrown in different drawers, and I have to dig through them. So what I usually use is copper tubing for spacers, but I'd have to go out and get some copper tubing because I haven't got any. So I'll just double nut it and buy extra nuts at the hardware store and do it that way. But anyways, that's a minor thing. This will be mounted on the base of Dorkel, and there'll be 3 mounting bolts because the bottom of this doesn't need any other support. Just the 3 mounting holes here that you see. I put 3 bolts in there, and the rest, it'll be supported quite well with spacers under here, because it's off about, I'd say about 3/8 of an inch off the base of the plywood base, which what I'm going to be using to mount this on. So that should be fine. So what I want to do is to just give it a trial run. What I did here is I put a black mark on here to see the revolutions. That turns much too fast. I wouldn't be able to stop it quick enough before it rips out the eye wire. So I'm going to reduce it down using the resistor that Joe gave me, that is for a blower motor for a heater in a car. That should be pretty good. Then I can run it on this 12-volt battery here, rather than to use the tiny 6-volt battery, which is supposed to run Uncle Dorkel's eyes. So this would be the better choice if I could run it on this. I still don't know. I've been looking on the internet, and Joe told me that these things shouldn't take any more than 8 to 15 amps. And I've been looking on the internet, and these things draw up to 15 amps. So there shouldn't be a problem with that, but I can't measure that current with my meter because my meter only reads to 10 amps. So, alright, so let me get started on this and we'll just see where we sit on this thing. I just want to give you an update on this, so we're going to drag out Uncle Dorkel's carcass right now. Alright, now if you remember on my last video, if you've been following this particular series here, I put 4 nuts. These are 1/4 20 right here, and that's so that I can slip this right on it and push it on all the way. I'm not going to do that now because I'm not ready to secure this now. This will allow, let me get back a little further with the camera. Alright, this will allow a little bit of flexibility. I know that's not all in the camera. This is longer than it has to be. I just ordered 1 foot. I know I don't need that long. But this will be, there'll be a clamp here to hold that there. This will be mounted on the head stick, and a set screw will be put in there, right here in this hole here. Right here. Here's how it's going to go. Well, I'm going to have to hold the camera so you can see it. This goes up into this head stick like this, okay? And there's the head right there. You can see it moving. All right? This will be clamped here. This will be a screw going in here. I'm not going to glue this. This will allow me to make changes. Now, this piece here will slip inside of this. And I'll show you as I take it down here and put it on the bench. Naturally, I got to shorten this, but this fits snug in here, fairly snug. But naturally, you can't put a clamp on that because you can't compress this PVC. So the only way I could do it, short of taping it, and that would look like hell, and that's not a very good way of doing it, is to take a 16th inch drill bit and drill right through the white PVC, completely through this tubing and out the other side, and put a pin like a nail or something in there, and then tape that in place. This here is too big. Actually, it's too small to go in. This is 1 inch, but this will not fit in there. I'd have to taper this quite a bit in order to get this to slip over and then put a clamp on it. But I bought this just in case. Like $1.59 a foot. $1.59 a foot, 99 cents a foot. So this one is too big to go inside here, and too big and too small rather to go over the top of this. But I got them just in case I have to use a different coupler here. So this coupler seems to be alright. My concern is when there's a lot of torque here, it could strip out on the plastic. Did not heat this because I don't know if there's Teflon gear in here or metal gear. I did not want to take a chance. If it's a Teflon gear, and I could ruin it. So I heated this. This is not the piece, of course. This is much bigger. This is part of the headstock I cut off. But anyways, I heated this at the end, got it all the way around hot, and then pushed it on the gear until it flushed out with the base right here. What I should have done is take this and put this down and clamp it. I can still heat this up, but I'd have to do it on here. But the reason I didn't, and I'm explaining things probably unnecessary and making my videos too long, but my videos are a learning experience. I like to think that anyways. And if somebody out there, you know, you never know. Some of you guys out there may be wanting to build something for Halloween, and you might have stuff kicking around in your garage or your shed or whatever, and you might want to adopt some of these ideas. Well, that's fine. It helps you out. And I'm learning as I go, as I told you. So The reason I didn't is because I'm about, probably about an 1/8 inch off the base here. And when I clamp this down, I'm going to be on the edge of the gear. There's the gear in there, but you probably won't be able to see it too good. At least wise, it probably is not in focus, because this camera don't focus closer than 10 inches. So I figured if I put this clamp on, it might have a tendency to pop this off the gear. Now, once this is mounted in here and connected, and this other piece is clamped to here, this thing is not going to pop up. But it could strip out the plastic, because it's not, if I look in there with a magnifying glass, the gears are not embedded in this plastic all that deep. But I can feel it. It's bulged out a little bit where the gear is. So there is some gripping action taking place. This is more manageable. This is very easily. And I need the flexibility so that the head will move a little bit, because it's, like I said, off center underneath here, if you watch my other videos. And when it's going around, you're getting this business here because it's off center. So that's why I wanted to use flexible tubing, and this has got like a fiberglass in it, and this is the exact thing I was looking for. My hardware store has just about everything. A small family-owned hardware store, and they're really good at, fixing me up with stuff. Well, this is the resistor. These are used in a lot of the cars. Something similar to my Dodge Dakota. They're mounted in the passenger side. I made a mistake and said driver's side before on my other video. Behind the glove compartment, but these resistor wires are inside the vehicle. This is mounted to the firewall, and a plug goes in here, and what these are voltage reducing resistors for your speeds. In this case, there's 3 speeds, because there's 3 different wire wound resistors here. And we're going to take and use one of these. I got to get some push-on terminal strips, and I got to clean these contacts because they're pretty corroded. And we're going to take the clip leads. I've only got 2 of them. Now, I'm going to try to reduce the voltage on this motor here, and you'll probably, if you're lucky, move my hand so I can see. Okay, there it is. You'll see a black mark that goes around there. You can count the revolutions. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to connect up the motor with the 12 volt. All right, can you see that going around? Yep. All right. All right, now we're going to leave the camera going here. Now, of course, I'm going to have to hold these, but let's try this combination. That didn't make much difference. That didn't make much difference. It's a little slower. They use these for blower control, speed controls. I don't know about the new cars, but now I can't see the viewfinder where I'm looking, so I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. Now we got another connector over here. Let's see if we can go in here. This seems to be the slowest. That's still a little fast, but this, I can manage this. I can manage it. Because if you go directly on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, I'm counting the revolutions. On this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that is a very good option. Basically like a fixed rheostat. A rheostat is a variable resistor, most always a power resistor. Rheostat would have two legs on it, two terminals, and a potentiometer would have three. Potentiometer splits the potential, and that's why you have the voltage on the high side, a low side, and a variable in the middle that you can adjust your voltage. But you do lose torque. But I found that when I was using this on 6 volts, it was with half the speed or less even, and it was perfect. But I didn't seem to lose torque. But the real test is going to be on here. So right at this time and stage of the game, I know I'm flapping my ugly gums like you wouldn't believe today. I can't do anything more until some stuff comes in from Steve. But I wanted to give everybody an update that this is perfect. This is perfect for a head motor. Anyways, we're going to do this with relays. Steve is sending me 2 relays. One for the left direction and one for the right direction. So folks, I want to thank you for watching. Once again, I want to thank Joe and Marianne for sending me this stuff. I got to put things away now because we're going to have to go out this afternoon, so I can't get started on anything today anyways. So, Uncle Dorkel doesn't mind waiting. I hope all of you are as patient as him. Thanks for watching.